Okay, so my first tip today is to get those windows open. Even 10 or 15 minutes of fresh air coming into your home every day will really help with the scents in your home that are lingering and not necessarily pleasant. All of that stale air that's gathered overnight can pop straight out the window, and it really doesn't take that long. I know it's somewhat breathtaking to do this in the winter, and you don't want to be paying to heat your home and then just let all the cold in, but honestly, 10-15 minute blast, get those windows open, wrap yourself up in something cozy and then close them down, and then put the heating on, and you will have lovely fresh clean air in your house to begin with. So my next tip is to use baking soda around your home to absorb bad smells. Now in the UK we call baking soda bicarbonate of soda, so if you can't find baking soda here in the UK, have a look for bicarbonate of soda. It's the exact same thing and it does the exact same thing. You can pop it in little pots and little dishes all around your home, in the kitchen, in the bathroom, in the bedroom, even in the fridge. Just pop it in a little pot and it will sit there and it will just absorb all of those bad smells, and it's very cheap and easy to do. So tip number 3 is a lovely DIY room spray. Now of course you can buy room sprays at the shop, and if you choose to do that, that's fine, it's going to do the exact same thing, but I do have a little recipe for a little DIY room spray that you can change seasonally or depending on your mood. So you can just mix a little bit of water with a little bit of vodka or even witch hazel and a few drops of your favourite essential oils or essential oil blend, and then just spritz that around your house. Do be careful, some oils are a little bit more not dangerous to use, but a little bit less effective at covering those smells, but also can be a problem if you have pets and small children. So please be very careful with what essential oils you're using, but I'm going to include a few little recipes down at the bottom of this video for some that I absolutely love. Tip 4 is to freshen up those soft furnishings. If you can take it off and give it a wash, take it off and give it a wash as frequently as you possibly can. That's going to stop it from absorbing all those smells as well. Soft furnishings are one of the worst things for absorbing those smells, but you can also get some fabric refresher, or I tend to use some water with a little bit of fabric softener, mixed in to make a nice little fabric spray that you can just give them a little spritz with and freshen them up in the blink of an eye if you have guests coming over and things like that. So yeah, deal with the soft furnishings. Okay, so while we are on the subject of essential oils, they can be very useful around the house for freshening up areas and giving that lovely little gentle scent as you're moving around the house. Now there's a few different ways that you can use essential oils around the house, and I'm going to tell you a couple of my favourites. I like to add a few drops of my favourite essential oil or blend onto a little cotton pad and put that in between the filters of my Hoover, my vacuum cleaner. So as I'm going around doing the hoovering, you're getting that lovely beautiful essential oil smell as you're going around. Again, be careful, some essential oils can be flammable, but also the little felt furniture pads that you can get to go onto the bottom of chair legs and things like that to stop them damaging the floor. You can put a few drops of the essential oil onto those and stick them on the underside of the cistern, in the backs of cupboards, in all these places where the scents can kind of sit and go stale. You can pop the essential oil pads into there and that does a really good job of fragrancing it. You can also pop a couple of drops of essential oil onto the inner core of your loo roll, onto that kind of cardboard tube. Pop a couple of drops on there, and then every time you use the loo roll you'll get a little waft of something lovely, which is definitely what you need in the toilet room. So my next tip is to freshen up bins and drains. Bins and drains are probably one of the worst culprits for scents in your home, so make sure that you are taking out your bins regularly. Make sure that you are cleaning inside them once you've removed that bag regularly. You can again use one of the pads with some essential oil, or a little bit of baking soda in the bottom of the bin, just to absorb those smells. And with the drains, you can either kind of clean them regularly with a drain cleaner, or again you can use a little bit of a bicarbonate of soda, baking soda, and some vinegar poured down the drain, a few drops of essential oil every now and then, a couple of times a week, and that will help to keep the drains from getting musty as well, and give a beautiful, lovely scent as you are washing up. So my next tip actually follows on from tip number 1, and this is houseplants in your home. Now, houseplants look absolutely gorgeous, but there's a few of them out there. Aloe vera, peace lilies, lots of different ones that actually will purify the air as they are sitting there looking pretty as well. So if you have got a space for a little houseplant, have a little Google, find out which ones are particularly good for purifying air. I think spider plant is another one that's particularly good for this kind of thing. Or if you have issues with allergies with houseplants, you can buy lots, there's loads of places that sell them now, little plug-in air purifiers which run the air through a filter on a kind of constant kind of schedule, and that is going to remove all of the impurities as well. Just make sure that you clean the filters on those. I've seen so many reels recently of people who haven't realised that there's a filter in there that you can clean. There is indeed a filter in there that you can clean. If there isn't a filter in there that you've found, you've probably missed it. There will be one in there somewhere. So make sure that you give that a good clean regularly as well. But purifying the air as it's coming in is really going to help to eliminate smells. And if you're using houseplants for this, they can look really, really beautiful as well. So my next tip is scented sachets. I also use, let me just grab one, I've got one in my wardrobe right next to me here. Oh, I've just dropped it. I also use these bad boys. Now these can be very, very strong, so please be careful. But they leave a lovely, lovely fresh, clean scent. You can choose from so many of them, and they're really very, very good for hanging up in places like wardrobes, linen closets, the car of course, the shed, any of these areas that don't smell too fresh, or you would like to have a nice waft of fragrance. I particularly like these in wardrobes and in my airing cupboard, so that when you do open them up you get that lovely clean fresh scent. It also helps to keep the clothes from going musty in there as well, and they're very, very cheap. This one is about done now. I do have a bag of new ones that I got from B&M the other day. I'm going to start hanging up, but you can also use scented drawer liners. You can still pick up scented drawer liners, which are very, very good as well. You can use little you can get the kind of little, it's organza, I think it's organza bags. You can pop some lavender into those. There's all sorts of ways that you can make little scent pouches. It's definitely worth a little bit of a search on YouTube or Google for that. But that makes a really, really nice way to keep your clothes and shoes and things smelling nice and fresh as well. So my next tip is to make a carpet deodorizer. Now of course, again, you can buy these in the shops, but if you are caught short or you don't want to spend as much money as the shops want for these kind of things, because they can get a little bit expensive, these are like the shake and vacs, things like that, you can make your own at home, and it's actually really, really easy. Again, bicarbonate of soda, baking soda, whatever you want to call it, a few drops of essential oil. I put mine into a little flour dredger, and literally just shake it over the carpet, leave it for 15-20 minutes, and then hoover it up, and it will have sucked all of those nasty odours out of the carpet. Of course, if you have carpets, make sure they're cleaned regularly as well. There's only so much bicarbonate of soda can do, but it really helps to keep everything nice and fresh in between washes of the carpets or the rugs, the doormats. This is perfect for that, and it's very, very cheap and easy to make. So make sure that you are freshening those carpets and those rugs regularly as well. And tip number 10, my last final tip, is the obvious. Wax melts, candles, diffusers. They create such a lovely kind of vibe in the house. I love coming home at the end of a shift and lighting my candles and lighting my wax melts while I'm cleaning during the day, and you get this lovely, gorgeous, fresh fragrance. Diffusers, the reed diffusers, you can pop into the bathroom, into the toilet, into the hallway, on the landing, all these kinds of inconspicuous places where you're not really going to see them, but they are there and they are scenting the air in a more natural way. Now obviously you do need to be a little bit careful with candles and wax melts. Some of them are not so clean to breathe in and as nice as others, so make sure that you're checking as you're buying that you're getting one that's better for you than maybe some of the cheaper brands are, if you're going to do that. I think it's best to steer clear of kind of plug-ins and the aerosol sprays, the automatic aerosol sprays. I did used to use them a lot, and I do still have a plug-in that I do use around Christmas because I love that festive scent, but I do find that it can help, can affect my breathing a little bit, especially when I go to bed. So try not to have them in areas where you're going to be sleeping or spending a lot of time, like in the lounge. Keep them for areas like your front entrance, your stairs and landing and things like that, and you should be good. So there we go. That is my 10 top tips for a fresh smelling home. Please let me know in the comments if you think there is anything that I have missed. I would love to try new things. I'm always trying new ways to keep my home smelling fresh and clean. If you've liked the video, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please hit subscribe and click that notification bell for more content like this. That's going to be it for me today, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a great day. Bye bye guys.